Hello, everyone. I'm Angela Lee Duckworth. Nowadays, our speech topic is how to spend your time wisely for success. Let's go started. When I was a teacher, I noticed something strange. The students who succeeded weren't always the ones with the highest IQ or the most natural talent. They weren't always the fastest learners, the best test takers, or the most charismatic personalities. What set them apart, what really made the difference, was how they used their time. It turns out, spending your time wisely isn't just a good habit. It's one of the most powerful predictors of success. Today, I want to talk about how you can take control of your time and with it your future. In a world full of noise, distractions, and endless to-do lists, it's easy to mistake being busy for being productive. But the truth is, the most successful people don't just work hard, they work deeply. Deep work is the kind of focused, uninterrupted effort that allows you to master complicated concepts, solve difficult problems, and create meaningful results. It's not checking your email 50 times a day or attending back-to-back meetings. It's carving out time to concentrate without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. And here's the thing, deep work is rare. But it's also incredibly valuable. Think about how many times a day your attention is pulled in a different direction. A text message here, a social media notification there, a coworker tapping you on the shoulder. Each time your attention breaks, your brain has to reset. It takes time, valuable time, to get back to that same level of focus, and over the course of a day, a week, a month, that loss of focus adds up. It steals your potential. The people who spend their time wisely are the ones who protect their focus like it's gold. They schedule time to do the hard stuff when their minds are freshest. They turn off their phones. They say no to things that might be urgent but not important. They recognize that shallow tasks can fill your calendar and empty your progress. When you spend the majority of your time on deep work, you're not just doing more, you're doing what matters most. This doesn't mean you should avoid all busy work. Life requires a certain amount of logistical maintenance, but it does mean you need to be fiercely intentional about when and how you do it. Maybe it's setting aside a half hour at the end of each day to answer emails instead of letting them interrupt your flow all day long. Maybe it's batch, processing small tasks so they don't bleed into your focused hours. Maybe it's just getting honest about what actually moves you toward your goals, and what just makes you feel like you're working hard. Success doesn't come from motion. It comes from momentum, and momentum requires energy directed with intention. Deep work isn't glamorous. It's often slow, quiet, and even boring, but it's where breakthroughs happen. It's where skills are honed. It's where confidence is built, brick by brick. The key to spending your time wisely is to build your day around deep work like it's a non-negotiable meeting with your future self, because it is. We've all heard the phrase time is money, but most of us don't treat it that way. We budget our money carefully. We track expenses, plan for savings, and think twice before spending on things that don't bring value. Yet when it comes to time, we often spend it mindlessly, reacting to whatever comes our way, rather than allocating it with purpose. The truth is, if you want to be successful, you need to treat your time with the same respect and strategy you give to your finances. Time is your most limited and non-renewable resource. You can always earn more money. You can never earn more time. Think about your day like a bank account with 24 hours. Every hour is $1. Some people invest their hours into learning, building, practicing, resting, all high-return investments. Others spend theirs on distractions, low-value tasks, or activities that feel urgent but aren't aligned with their long-term goals. And just like with money, sometimes expenses are necessary: eating, sleeping, taking care of responsibilities. But what you do with the remaining discretionary hours determines your trajectory. Start by tracking how you spend your time, just like you would with a budget. Where does it all go? Are you aware of how much time you spend scrolling on your phone, watching random videos, or saying yes to things out of guilt or habit? Awareness is the first step toward control. Once you know where your time is going, you can start making decisions about where you want it to go instead. The most successful people allocate time in advance. They don't leave their schedules to chance. They plan their weeks, block their calendars for important tasks, and set boundaries to protect their most productive hours. They budget time for work, learning, rest, relationships, and even recovery. Like a smart investor, they diversify their time portfolio, making sure they're not just working non-stop, but also refueling so they can stay sharp. Budgeting your time also means making trade-offs. You can't do everything. Every yes to one activity is a no to another. The more clearly you define your priorities, the easier it becomes to make these decisions. If you want to get in shape, maybe that means budgeting 30 minutes each day for exercise and saying no to something else. If you want to write a book, maybe that means waking up earlier or spending your weekends differently. Success doesn't ask if you're busy, it asks if you're intentional. And just like a good financial budget includes room for emergencies and flexibility, a wise time budget allows space for unexpected needs. But the key is that this flexibility is planned, not reactive. You stay in charge. You learn to ask, is this the best use of my time right now? Regularly, until it becomes second nature. Treating your time like money isn't about rigid schedules or squeezing every second. It's about understanding the value of each moment and using it with purpose. The return on this mindset isn't just productivity, it's progress.